Slangin The Bizkit, episode 50. The coffee is strong, the coffee is fresh, coffee's hot. We got a hot guest this week as well. I'm a little bit horny, I'm all jacked up. I haven't had a coffee until 5 minutes ago. That's okay. Pat is ready for the podcast. Our guest is ready. He's got notes. He's actually buying me out after this week.
Yeah, we don't have notes. He has notes. He's cheating. He's using notes above his camera, so when we ask him questions, he already has the answers.
I have a really bad memory, so I'll probably forget in like half a second, so I'm like Dory.
Is Joe Biden our guest this week?
Well, what kind of notes do you have? Like, do you forget where you're from?
Got like how I became Trew Crew, my hockey history, and then like a couple of questions and topics, just in case.
Hard to remember sometimes.
You have questions for us.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we like that.
Why don't we flip the table here? Let's turn the script. Why don't we interview you, shot out of a cannon?
Hold on. You said that wrong. We're supposed to interview him. So flip it. You interview us.
I'll interview. You want me to ask some questions right now?
Yeah, we'll do that, but hold on. Quick little second here. Our guest this week, his name is Brody Trew. You may know him as Trew Crew on YouTube. He puts up double the views that Pat and I do every week. He's got the lettuce in full commission. She's going. She's rolling. He's excited. We're excited to have him. He's kind of big on the whole YouTube thing. He's going to be replacing the old dogs like Pat, Shea, and I coming up very shortly. And this is episode 50. We also have some viewers of the week. Apparently, there's a lot of people that are really pissed off because I forgot to do the viewers of the week last week. I apologize. We'll get to that in a moment. But Mr. Trew, please proceed with your question.
Here's a quick question. What's it like being on YouTube or in like college and pro hockey? Like for me, it's different because I'm like under 18, but just as like the college and pro hockey level, like what's the difference?
This is good. This is great. Start right off into the fire. No, this is perfect because we were actually gonna ask you something like that because he's like you've been on the same like school for a few years, right? Like 4.
In high school, it was like a the team had like a education program where you went to the rink and you went to school and then you played practice. So I graduated last year in March, which is awesome because I had the whole summer.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, so I graduated high school and then I had a gap year this year. I actually am working for my coach right now, and he runs the Lee Hockey Academy, which I play for, a whole league and another tournament league. So I do like all the social media stuff for that.
Oh, where? Oh, you're just swimming in dollar bills.
We're getting there.
We like that. For the YouTube and pro, like in college, when I first started doing it, obviously I was like kind of like the only one, the new guy, the first guy. So it was kind of nerve-wracking when people, but I was a junior when I started, so I was pretty comfortable with my teammates. So that made it easier. When I went to pro this year, it was kind of like I walk in the locker room and I'm like, shit, like I know people know that I do YouTube, or some people don't, but I know a lot of people do. Like, I don't know who does, who doesn't, and I'm like introducing myself, and you can tell it's like if someone's watched you, they'll kind of like give you like a weird look, like almost like,
and they're expecting you to rip out a camera, like
they don't know what to expect of you, you know. So it's also kind of nerve-wracking because you're in a new group of guys, like you don't know anyone, and you're like, all right, I can't just like pull a camera out right now. You know, so it's definitely an adjustment period. I right away kind of started doing like reaction videos to keep up on YouTube and kind of in the meantime, like get to know my teammates before I like just whip a camera out. So that's kind of an adjustment for me personally. But people are pretty like on like board. They're not like hating on it like on my team. I don't know, Trav,
just
what's your...
The Trois Rivières. The Trois Rivières Lions. They're not big fans, right? That's the only problem you have had?
Oh, you mean like other teams?
Yeah. Guillaume isn't a big fan. He dislikes all your videos. He messaged me the other day.
Gagnon recently, big like goon on their team said something like, he's like, oh, is this going to go on YouTube? And I'm like...
Yes, it will be.
Maybe now that you say it. Yeah, but
If I could, for a quick second, on that exact note, we had a game. What is it? Today's Monday. We had a game on Friday, road game, and we lost 3-2 in overtime. And Guy buries a one timer by me, like right on the doorstep, and yells at me right after. Make sure you put that on YouTube, Trav. Put that on YouTube.
you want
Like,
some
what else?
exposure.
Well, what else was I gonna do with the video? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
If anything goes wrong, it's always like, oh, I'll put that one on YouTube.
I will. I
Yeah.
always do.
Times I get laid out and they're like in my ear, like, oh, where's that one going on YouTube, buddy? Holy,
They want the exposure. They want the
want it, but they're not necessarily gonna get it.
No. You had a good line. You posted a clip. I forget.
It was
exactly the
against the
wording you
Maynard Deeks. I got mic'd up that game,
Yeah.
and the kid. It was at the end of the game. We were losing like I don't know, like 5-2, and the kid was like, "Oh, big YouTube guy" or something like that. And I was just like, perfect opportunity to use this line I've been thinking about. I was like, "Thanks for the view, buddy." And then the whole clip just cut off, and I was like, that was like the perfect moment because I know for a fact that kid watched it.
Yeah, yeah. Then it did well, right? On like IG Reels and TikTok.
TikTok's like so weird sometimes because
mess.
you never know. And with Instagram, it's sort of consistent. So that one got, I think it's on Instagram 90,000, and then TikTok I want to say 60. But I posted 2 versions of that because I post on YouTube, so I had to brand the video a little bit. So
Yeah, that TikTok is super inconsistent. We've talked about that a bit. I'm kind of curious a bit. You're like why? Because I know you started on TikTok. What
If I could interrupt you for a sec before we get to the main part, we go through the viewers of
Sure.
the week before I start getting people
Absolutely.
with,
yeah.
before we get the pitchforks and torches again in my DMs. I'm going to try to rip through these because we have a lot. So viewers of the week, as always, if you're listening on the YouTube version, we prefer you to watch on the YouTube. Send me a message on Instagram, send me an email. You want to be viewer of the week, you can message Pat, but he probably won't lock you in for probably 3 more episodes. I'll get you in the week after. So viewers of the week, we have Nate Carl, he's a day one, shout out to you. We have Dominic celebrating his 19th birthday. Listen to the podcast. Happy birthday to you, my friend. We got Dryden Mazzuti. I screwed that up, but that's okay. He said he's related to NHLer Jason Mazzuti, who's also his dad, in Lansing, Michigan. We got Eli Wheeler. We have Owen Morgan, who would rather go for coffee with Trav than Pat. That's what he said. Alex, his whole team is going to the state tournament, and they listen to the podcast collectively. So that's awesome. We got Tyler Holleran, got ejected for fighting last game. Didn't say what league, but he said he loves the podcast. Okay. Luke Roberts, he's a day one listener, and wanted me to say, Kirk Allen, you're a fucking pylon, bud. All right, there we go. We got Johnny
Shout out to
Charb,
them.
shout out to you. We got Kevin P. Listened to his podcast during his quote-unquote boring school lectures. And
Smart.
that's it. So shout out to everybody. Thanks for being viewers of the week. And my apologies for missing it last week. Back to the interview.
So, Brody Trew, we're here with Trew Crew. You started on TikTok. You go to the elite academy, the Elite Hockey Academy. Is that what it's called? Elite Hockey Academy. So essentially, you kind of touched on it. You go to hockey and then you play school on the side, essentially, and then you graduated. So is this similar to like Shattuck St. Mary's, like for people that don't know?
similar, but the Elite Hockey Academy got away from that this year. Actually, the kids go to Notre Dame West Haven now. It's like a prep school. So they go to Notre Dame, and then right after they go to practice. So you're still getting education, which honestly, for what I was doing, it was not that great. Because it was literally online school, but everyone was doing the same thing. So there's a little bit of a cheating going around, but
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Is that in Connecticut?
Yeah, it's in Connecticut, and we have a lot of kids from around the country. We have 1 kid from Ukraine, 2 kids from Russia, kid from Belarus. It's awesome to see like everyone like coming together for one team.
Yeah.
Kids all around the country come. I think there's only like 5 or 6 kids from Connecticut on my team, so just super diverse.
Yeah, that's
So you
cool.
guys have kind of had the same thing happen, like with guys coming together as well. Because like we have, like on our team, we have two Russians and a Ukraine kid, and it seems like since the whole like Russia thing has been going on, everybody's kind of been coming together. Like, do you need anything? Is everything all good? Family's good? Like everybody's just looking out for everyone.
Yeah, especially with that, like we've become a lot closer as a group because you got to look after those kids, like the Ukraine kid. Like
For
we love
sure.
them, like we've loved them since day one. But since the whole thing happened, like it's just super hard on the kid. You know, just being a good teammate. That's all that matters.
100%. I'm sure that probably was like weird almost at first. You have to like, how do you even like go about it? So I mean,
Especially
that's
when you have a Russian and a Ukraine kid,
Yeah.
like two different sides, but you're on the same team, so it's kind of like weird.
yeah. And
That's what
there's
we were kind of worried about. We thought like because we have like Russian and Ukraine as well, we're like, oh, like we like you know what I mean? Like everybody's not going to be like getting along. But it was the complete opposite. Everybody's just like, we want peace. We want to get along together. Everybody's caring for each other. Actually, this is a good time to break this news. One of the Ukraine kids, he can't go back home, obviously, because the airports are blown up and shit. And I told him maybe he could live with my dad. So I haven't told my dad this, but this is a great time to say it because my dad's gonna listen. Hey, Dad, what do you think? 19-year-old Ukraine kid, big strong Ukraine kid. He can come help you, shovel the roof in the winter. And yeah, what do you say? What do you say, Dad? Anyway, carry on.
probably be a better son than you. Better off.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the door. I'm out the door. I'm back in. I'm back out. I'm kind of inconsistent. There's some stability here potentially.
But yeah, so that's good. For video stuff, I'm curious when you started doing it. Is it something growing up you always were passionate about, and how you started posting it publicly?
Yeah, I'll just go through the whole timeline. So I was super passionate about hockey. I started around 6, and I just worked my way up and played tier 3 at U15 level, and then went up from there. But for the hockey like video recording aspect of it, I started editing at 12, and I would get like all the NHL highlights and put them all together. And I remember one video I got 25,000 views on it, and as a 12-year-old, you're like, holy smokes! Like all my friends were like, oh my God, you have 25,000 views. Like it was. I always look back on that one moment like that. That was such a cool moment as a 12-year-old. Because what 12-year-old's getting that many views on a video? Like you don't ever see that. And
Oh.
and then I actually took a little break just through I think 4 years, and I actually started YouTube first for Trew Crew, and the name Trew Crew actually comes from my Snapchat private story, which I had like Trew
Ah,
Crew, like the Trew Crew, because
right.
now people just call me Trew Crew, but it was actually meant to be Trew, my last name, and my crew, but now I'm
Of
just
course.
Trew Crew. So, and I started YouTube first year 18U, and of course when you first start YouTube, no one's gonna watch any of your stuff, so that's super degrading for me. And I remember one time in January, my team actually had a TikTok before I started, and like he was getting views off of my YouTube videos I posted. So it's kind of like, well, that kind of like those are my videos, and he was getting like 30,000 views on them. I was like, well, might as well try this. I put together like a quick little video of me scoring like GoPro over the head, and I posted it. In the first 30 minutes, I had 2,000 views, and like when you first start, 2,000 views is like holy, like oh my God, like all
Yeah.
these random kids like are just liking my stuff, and then from there it just started snowballing. I got 7,000 views, 10,000 views, and then this actually funny story. Um, I had this one video of one of my teammates hitting some kid, and then he comes back to the bench and then he spits on the kid. So I had
Oh,
that video and I posted it, and maybe 45 minutes it had 15,000 views. It's like, oh my God, like this video is going viral. And then it was around like 11 o'clock at night. So like I was expecting to wake up the next morning to like what 100,000 views by how quick it was going up. And my coach actually called me that night and said, take that video down,
Oh,
because it was during quarantine. So like the spitting part and just spitting in general is just a bad look for the program.
hold on. So we're talking like comes to the bench in a full on like a hack and a loop, like you can see it in like the slow mo 60 frames a second or what?
Comes up and just like spits and skates away, and then I actually chase after him
Oh,
and pull him down. So that was the whole thing. It was like, yay, True Crew's like the hero, but
he's
I
the
had to take it.
hero of COVID.
I had to take it down, And I honestly, that was the most traumatic experience because that was going to be my first viral video.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. But my first official viral video was my hockey sellies video. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it got posted like on Hockey Benders and like all these big Instagram accounts. But it got like 100,000 views, and it was just a super simple video. I just like said, "This is hockey sellies," and then I just added music, and like a couple kids on my team did like a couple celebrations, and we had four parts of that series, and that really started snowballing the account. And then the biggest viral video I'd never even expected because it's TikTok, but it was kids walking off a bus in suits, and that video got like 3 million views. It's like, oh my god! Like I was like, it's all like the 12-year-old, 13-year-old girls that are like, oh my god, hockey boys, because that was the target audience because TikTok is crazy. But it got 3 million views, and I did part two. That one did better than that one. I was like, I think I'm onto something here. So I posted four videos of just kids in suits walking off a bus, and that was the biggest success of my TikTok career. So then I started transitioning back over to YouTube. It was like over the summer. I had my GoPro on my head for this college combine thing for the program. It was a college combine, and there's like all these like D1, D3 coaches. I had a freaking GoPro on my head like a loser. But I had the first video I made. It was like a practice video. That video didn't do that great, and I was kind of like, oh my god, like why did I just do that? And then the second video I made, it was the GoPro game one of the college combine, and then that video did really well. I think it had like 30,000 views in the first 2 days, but for my YouTube channel, that was like really, really good. And that video got like 100,000 views, which was like really sick for my channel. And that boosted my subscriber count to like 2,000, I think. And then after that, I just started posting more and more videos. The quality kept getting better and better, and here we are.
I remember seeing your like TikTok. I came upon your TikTok, and I did see like the Selly one, and then I like clicked to see if you had a YouTube, and you did. And it was at the point where you were just doing the GoPro, and I remember thinking, I was like, oh, this is like high quality, you know. And I was like, I hope he starts like vlogging, because for me, like personally, this isn't like everyone, but like I'm not like, I don't go watch like GoPro hockey because I play hockey, kind of, you know. So I was like, oh, I want to see if he starts like vlogging, like see his personality, see if there's the entertainment factor. And then sure enough, you started doing it. And I was checking them out, like day in the life of like junior hockey player, you know, like that stuff will go super popular. It's similar with like college, and it's weird. It just works. People are kind of just curious of you doing nothing, you know. They're just curious of your life because of your status. You're a junior hockey player. But did you get any backlash like right away when you started doing it?
Like I think it was year one that the Shelly video. I came back because we were in Florida for that trip because CT had quarantine, so we traveled down to Florida for like 2 weeks at a time. And when I came back, we played Brunswick, the prep school, like the first game, and it was like Trew Crew, go make another TikTok. I was like, oh my god, here we go, like here we go with the chirps.
Yeah.
And it just kept getting worse. But at the same time, like I started getting recognized by people, and that was like the coolest thing ever, because I'm just like some normal guy, and now people like want to come up and take pictures with me. Like it's super cool.
It's weird, right?
It's really weird.
Have you ever had somebody come up to you in person and like shit on you, like come and tell you like your videos suck?
No,
or, like
not
just something?
yet. I'm still waiting for that moment.
Are you ready for it? What are you gonna do?
I don't necessarily know. I would maybe I'll just laugh or something and walk away. I don't even know like what to say. Like that's like
Thanks for watching.
thanks for watching. Hit the bell.
Yeah. I mean, they watched, right? They gave you the time of day. Like, oh,
They had to have.
yeah. And they say your videos. If they say your videos suck, that means that's plural. They watched all of your. Yeah. Like, thank you. They're a fan. I
feel like you got to kill them with kindness to kind of win them over. You know what I mean? Like they're coming
Usually
in.
what I do with chirps, like, thanks, buddy. Like, thanks. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, you gotta big dog them a little. Like I did that recently in the game. Like someone said like, oh like sick like YouTube, and I'm like, oh like you
This
know
season?
who I am. Yeah. Like, oh, you know who I am.
Can we name drop what team, what player?
Well, I don't know who. The kid on Newfoundland.
That's a good chirp. You don't know who he is.
He was like by the he's a defense, and there was like a slight little like scrum or something out front, and he's like sick like YouTube video Shea, and like turned his head, and then I went up. I was like, oh, like you know me? You're familiar with me? He's like, what? I was like, you watch me on YouTube? He's like, what? I was like, it's kind of weird, right? Like you watch me. He's like, no, I heard about it from my teammates. I'm like, no, I don't know who you are. You know, I just gotta big dog them, because then it reverses it to like, oh fuck, like I totally like know who he is. And then you just pretend like
Maybe I do watch his video.
yeah, but really though, you don't know who these people are. You know, the other team, you have no idea who they are, and they know you. So it's like, you're doing something right. So it's kind of the way I look at it, at least.
That's awesome. I like hearing about these endeavors, because like I have like my approach to dealing with people, right? Like for me, like I like to kill people with kindness, like completely oversaturated. Like somebody says to me on the ice, in person, whatever, your videos suck, you suck, whatever. Like I'll be like I will genuinely open up a very kind-hearted conversation. Like, hey man, like I'm curious where you're coming from. Like,
Why do you
what do you do for work? Where do you play? What was your thoughts? How do you think I could have made the save? Put them in power and make them think like I'm putting them in a position of control, and then we kind of, we win them over. We backpedal a little bit. Oh, okay, Trav actually cares about me. I kind of like him now. Okay, I'll go watch another video or something,
Like, why do you think my videos suck? What could I do better?
What do you want me to change? I'll change it. I'm open to options.
Yeah.
Bust out the iPad.
That's one way to do it, I suppose.
I think if you're nice about it, people like you know what I mean? Like if I handle things with respect, like I respect my teammates, I respect the opposition, I keep it fact based. Like I'm not throwing out chirps like I used to. Like I'm 100% fact based. Everybody will respect it, and everybody kind of gets along a lot nicer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or just make them feel like shit, dude. That's one way.
I don't like that, man. I'm getting older. I have a conscious. I can't go to bed thinking, oh man, that like third pair D-man, I really hurt his feelings. I'm gonna feel terrible. He's not gonna sleep tonight. Shit, I better send him an Instagram message and apologize. You know what I mean? Like I like making people feel good. Like, you know what?
Sure.
That guy buried on me, and I told him he had a nice goal. He's probably feeling really good about himself. I did something nice today, and I gave him an ice burner too. Like, everybody wins.
Yeah.
Mr. Trew, I have a question for you. Do you have a lady? Do you have a woman?
I do not right now.
Do you want a woman?
I do.
Who's mingling?
Okay. Now, blonde, brunette, 6 feet, 5'2", 150 pounds, 170.
Shorter than me, because I'm not a tall guy. So.
Okay, we're shrinking the bracket, the range, shall we say, on the Tinder profile. But me and Pat Shea can help you. We'd love to help you, as always. The folks at Manscaped. Listen, folks. Now, here's the deal. Mr. Trew, I was about to say Mr. Shea for a second, but Mr. Shea is taken care of. Mr. Trew probably has a bush. He's probably got a huge, like an open fern on his crotch regions. But that's the problem, because your old lady's going to be flossing. You can't be getting dates. You can't be saying, hey, I'd like to go out with you, and I got a bush. So you get the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0. She's got 90 minutes of battery life. So even if you're a hairy gorilla like Pat Shea, you do everything in one charge. Worst case, you run out of battery halfway through. You throw it back on the wireless charger. You go back to work. You get the job done, and then you go on your date. You're ready. You're rolling. It's waterproof. So let's say you're in a pinch, like Mr. Shea usually is. Whenever he decides he wants to, get down and get freaky, you can do it in the shower. It's got a flashlight. You see this? Look at this. You see this flashlight? You can do it in the dark. You can do it in a cave if you wanted to. I don't know why you do it in a cave, but if you wanted to, you could if you're in a pinch. The folks at Manscaped will get you taken care of. Manscaped.com. Promo code BIZKIT, BIZKIT, 20% off, free shipping. Mr. Trew, this is just confirmed. He's going to be shipping all orders out of the San Diego factory, correct?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. And
Mr. Shea, how do you think we could help him? Do you think we can do anything more?
I was just thinking, because I don't know if you're going to college or not, which we can get into after this ad break, but you're at that age where it's the college years, and your friends, your crew, if you will, your true crew, is is out here. They're going to college, and freshman year, big years for women, for sex. And if you go into college with a bush, then you're just known as the bush guy right away. You don't want to be known as the bush guy. When you're 18, 19, you're going to college, like, oh, you walk into the dining hall, don't eat near him. You might get bush in your food. You know, you don't want that. So that's why we offer the Lawnmower 4.0 to you for 20% off using our code BIZKIT, BIZKIT. Is that right? Yeah, you should.
Excellent. And here's another thing out there as well. If you're let's just call it for what it is. Not everybody can be as fortunate as me to have a father who's 6'6" and I get the great genes. Some of us, let's just call it for what it is. Some of us are in the Pat Shea range. We're 5'11", 6 feet on a good day, 5'10" if you haven't been stretching. Some people are like Mr. Trew on the other end of this Skype call. You're 5'6". You're a shorter guy.
We're all ranges here, huh?
It's okay, but here's the thing. You trim the grass, the tree looks bigger. You make a good first impression. You only get one chance at a first impression. We want to make it a good one with Manscaped. The Lawnmower 4.0. Link in the video description on the YouTube version and in the podcasting notes on Apple, Spotify, and Google. We roll the ads off the top of our heads. I usually get a call from my dad. Son, the ad went about 5 minutes too long. You got to trim it back a little bit. And I said, trim it like your bush you could with the Lawnmower 4.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you rolling
my dad
here?
is our biggest viewer, our biggest critic. Yes.
Okay. Welcome back from the ad break. I hope you guys picked up your Manscaped lawnmowers. We're here with Brody Trew, Trew Crew, you might know him as. If you're just tuning in for some weird reason, you skipped halfway through the video. Here we are. So, our next question for you was kind of what's your future plan, not only with hockey, but with YouTube, TikTok, social media across the board, whatever apps come next. Is it something you plan to continue doing in the hockey world, or are you continuing to play hockey? College, juniors?
Yeah.
Take the floor.
I'm looking to play junior hockey next year. Do not know completely. I do not know yet completely, but I'm still working on that. But after that, I'm either trying to go D3 or D1 right now, and then hopefully continue the hockey path. I'm just a little bit worried about the whole content thing, because every year it literally feels like I'm hiring a new cast, because part of my videos are like the personalities on the team. So every year it's like you have to cast a new freaking squad. So
A new crew.
hopefully, yeah, exactly. Hopefully next year we have another good cast I can hire, and hopefully the videos get better and better. But yeah, that's the plan. College, and then hopefully after that I can continue doing Trew Crew. A huge inspiration for me actually is Dude Perfect, which you guys might not know, but they have like completely changed like the sports industry for YouTube, and they're just keeping it as kid friendly as you can. And like with my videos, I try to keep it as, appropriate so that the whole family can watch it. No like major swears where I try to bleep everything out. But
you hear that, Pat?
Yeah, me too. I also don't swear.
yeah, so just trying to expand it, maybe not hockey the whole time, maybe something different, maybe even like rollerblading, like trick shots, something like that. Like I don't necessarily want to keep doing hockey 24/7 all the time, because I feel like I'll get pretty burnt out. But yeah, so that's what I'm planning to do. And yeah.
Do you have an approach for, so let's say next year you're going to go to a new team, junior, whether we're talking, let's say the NA3, the NOL, like any type of level of junior, you're going into a team where you are not the guy, you're a new guy. What is your process to breaking out the camera? Because you just mentioned having a casting crew. I know we're using that in quotations, but it's really important to have that personality. Like people have to buy into your personality, but also like if you have a couple of guys in the team that have some good personality, it makes life so much. Like I have. I don't know if you've seen in my videos the Czech guy, Wojtek, we call him Moose. The guy, he is a loose cannon. Like we're starting the second period the other day, and he's asking about stocks. I'm stretching, getting ready for the start. He's like, "You ever thought about buying stocks? I'm looking to invest. What do you think is?" I'm like, "We're starting the second period. I don't want to talk investing with you. like some guys really just bring it.
They're accidentally funny. They're funny without trying.
Yes, yes.
So this last year is when I first started, and I don't know about you, but when I first started, it was like hell because I had to whip out this camera. No one knew what I was doing, and I was like, "What's up, guys? Like, here's
Oh,
the
yeah.
camera." Like showing them, they're like, "What are you doing?" But like that was the huge hump I had to get over. But I feel like once people know who you are, it's a lot easier. Like for this year, I literally we had a Snapchat group chat. Day one, I was like, "Hey guys, I'm bringing my GoPro to blah 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 blah." They're like, "Okay, that's cool." So it's kind of just showing them like what I'm trying to do, like showing them videos I've done in the past. Like this is an opportunity not only for me but for you. Like I can help you get followers. That was the big thing this year. Like I got a couple kids, like a lot of followers, and yeah, so I feel like just trying to be as comfortable with them as possible. And you have to be consistent with it too. Like you can't have the camera out one day and then like 3 weeks later you bring it out again because that's gonna be like, what are you doing again? Like you're trying again. So yeah, that's what I have for that.
I think the respect is a big thing too, though. Like you're letting them know right away, like, I respect everybody. I want you to be aware of what's going on. I'm not going to sandbag you, trying to make you look good. Maybe you get some followers. Maybe you get a couple brand deals. You know what I mean? Maybe you get a couple lawnmower or something like that. But everybody can benefit from this if done effectively.
That's a big thing this year. Like everyone's trying to benefit from it. Of course, there's a couple kids that are like, they're just not a part of it. But
you're going to get that anywhere.
A good solid 4 kids that are bought in. Like it just really brings out the video and like the personalities of the videos as well.
Yeah, I mean, I had one really at UMaine. I had Trail Max. He was kind of like my co-star, and it worked well. And then there's like a couple other guys will like talk with the cameras by. I mean, I think the what I'm hearing, but I think just have more faith in your own personality too, though. That like they're coming to your channel to watch you. They're the background characters. They're the supporting characters, you know? Like, but you are the main focus. So like going forward, if you don't maybe right away have like a few guys that are like on the camera, don't, you know, like they're coming to watch you at the end of the day. So like don't let it stop you, I guess is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's something I actually tried to do this year because last year when I started it was kind of like not really me. It was kind of like the team.
Yeah.
And like people didn't know me, they knew like the Trew Crew, like the team that I was playing on. So this year I really try to focus on me, and like on TikTok I try to do more me, which previous years it wasn't at all. Like people just knew my account and not me. So that's really something I'm trying to push for right now.
That's good too. And I also, like I told you in DMs, I wish I started when I was your age. Like Trav started in juniors too. It's like you have so many years still. Like you've been doing it for a year or so, and it's like you're now going into more juniors and then college. Like you have so many years to build on, and you already have like over 10. What do you have, like 10K subscribers, right? Like over now, almost 15, and I'm pretty sure you're loads of followers on TikTok. I don't know the exact amount.
110,000.
Yeah. So you're like already that far, and you haven't even gone to college. So I started in college. I know the engagement for a college athlete vlogging. You know what I mean? So it's like you have still so much to build on. So it's like by the time you're done with college, you're gonna be having tons of success, and then you're gonna have so much like breathing room to do like those other style videos that you like to do, and then you'll get like more, like a percent will watch them. Like me and Trav have talked about this on the pod because I like doing other style videos. I don't just like doing hockey videos. It gets boring for me to always just do hockey. And like a percentage of your following will watch everything you post. But like if you do something that's non-hockey related, it might not get as many views, but it's still like you feel good about posting it still because it's something that you like. So I think the more you build, then like the better those will do too. So
100% agree.
And think about this too for a second. As you keep building the brand, right? You put out some views. You work towards that blue check mark on Instagram, that blue check on TikTok. You go to a junior program. You go to a college, and you flex on the ladies. Hey, hit me up on Instagram. He's got that blue check mark. does
You don't even
wonders.
tell them right away. You just gotta say, "What's your Instagram?" And then you follow them. And they're like, "Oh my God, who's this
No
guy?"
way.
Oh my god.
That's maybe I shouldn't be saying this. This is one of my favorite flexes too. Like when guys tell me like, hey, like on the ice, like, Trav, you suck, your videos suck. Where's your blue check mark? Huh? Are you verified? No answer. You and your 600 followers.
It's officially you. You know, no one can argue that it's not you. It's official. It's a pretty great.
You probably don't even know that it's me because I don't have the blue check mark yet. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I got the check mark when I had, I think, like 950 followers because of development camp. Yeah, so it was very weird that I had a check mark, and I remember getting it, and I would like crack up. I would go comment on everyone's photos, like they're like, why the do you have a check mark? I'm like, like, yeah, that's right, I do.
Is it just like randomly given to you, or like
No, they my second year at development camp in Florida, they social media people there were like, if you fill out the social media sheet and leave your Instagram and Twitter accounts, we'll verify you. So they have like connection to like Instagram and Twitter because of the Panthers, and then they verified all like the draft picks, prospects that were at camp. So I was like, oh, sweet. And it helped. It definitely helped me look more official when I did start doing YouTube, because then I was like, all right, I already have the check mark here. Then I'll start getting the following. But
Well, why do you think I comment on every single social media post you can find? Because Pat hazed me one night. It was like, we were talking about getting a check mark, and Pat's like, oh, you should apply for it. And what was it, like 20 minutes later, I had a blue check mark, and I made my Instagram post, suck at Pat Shea, I'm verified. Now, I don't even, like, honestly, like, whoever was doing the verification on Instagram that night messed up, because they gave me, like that. They gave me a check mark. And I applied as a professional athlete. So,
which is arguable. Yeah.
Well,
it's a big argument, though, here.
It's a very hot topic. And we'll leave the people in the comment section to sound off. But as far as the verification on Instagram goes, I applied under as a pro athlete. Okay. It asked for like some details. Okay. I play for Varberg in Sweden, blah, blah, blah. Here's my elite prospects. And then photo your passport, driver's license, all this kind of stuff. That was it. And I guess somebody said, all right, done. Trav's verified. This guy seems legit.
Well, you have over 30,000 followers on Instagram.
Approaching 40.
And a
Approaching
pro
40.
athlete. Pro athlete. It's hard to argue.
You probably had a sick profile pic too.
I do have a nasty profile pic. I'll let you know this right now.
Oh,
Our profile pics.
It's new.
Because I texted Pat about that like a month ago. Like our pictures, like we take in Varberg, like they're trash. Like, and I mean that like in the nicest way possible. The guy doing the photos, God bless his soul, does a lot of work.
There's no nice way of saying. You just said his photos are trash. I mean this in the nicest way possible, but his photos are terrible.
Marcus, I'm sorry.
Not nice.
I'm sorry, Marcus. But I was like, I was watching this YouTube video, and they were saying that to get people's attention like fast on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, you have to have a profile picture that right away you see a face. There's like some bright colors to attract your attention to the face, and you identify with it. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go take it myself. So I paid one of the guys on our team. I said, here, just snap like 2,000 pictures of my face, and let's see what turns out. One of them worked out. I photoshopped it, and boom. Now I got a new profile picture that I made myself.
Looks good, too.
And we're going to use that for the podcast banner season 2. We need to get Pat Shea a new profile pic soon. We're going to work on it because his Springfield Falcons picture, iPhone trash. Just saying, we're going to work on it. We're going to get it dialed in season 2.
Hold on a second. My profile picture is not the Springfield Falcons.
No. The picture of you in the Springfield jersey kind of sucked because luckily it was taken with an iPhone with no background.
Well, and I didn't post that though.
No, but we used it for a thumbnail for the podcast.
Dude, whatever. It looked on my own channel. The thumbnail looked good because I blurred the background and everything. I had to use the Photoshop.
And that's the secret sauce, baby.
It came out looking good. If you guys listening, go reacting to my first AHL game, go check the thumbnail. It looks nice. Okay, just saying. I brightened it up. It's good. So I don't care what Trav says. It looks good.
Don't listen to the haters ever.
And it's the Thunderbirds. Okay, it's the Springfield Thunderbirds.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to offend you with the type of poultry I picked. I was gonna say. Oh, shit, I just forgot what I was going to say. I got a puck off the side of the face the other day, I'm still shook off it.
Goalie brains.
Yeah. First shot of the game too. Guy walks out from the corner, takes a bomb right at the side of my head. No joke. What was I gonna say? I don't know what I'm doing here. Pat, please take us over.
Sure. Brody, what is your dream college if you were to go where you absolutely your pick? Where would you go?
Probably. It's either Quinnipiac or Sacred Heart, just because those are my local schools. And
He wants to play with Neil Shea.
I don't know if you guys know, but the Sacred Heart school is like getting a brand new rink. It's like absolutely like breathtaking. Like they showed like a quick little video of like just the walkthrough of like animation stuff, and it was like, oh my god, like this place is legit.
My brother goes there. Yeah, he just transferred there. He was at Northeastern, and then this year is his first year. He transferred, and he's playing there now. He loves it, and yes, he has shown me that clip of their rink that's apparently coming many times. I don't know when it's coming though.
Yeah, because that looks like a multi-year project.
Yeah, but I did. So Connecticut, obviously you're from Connecticut. You want to go to a nice Connecticut school. They're trying to rival the Beanpot now.
I know. I saw the Connecticut Ice or whatever it's called.
Yeah. There was like 6 people in the stands though. It's not it's not quite up to speed. I mean, the idea is good. It's like a nice Connecticut tourney, but I don't know if they'll ever like be able to market it. How popular is like hockey in Connecticut?
Pretty popular.
Is it just not the same pop as like the Boston? Like the Beanpot's obviously so old.
Yeah, I don't know if Connecticut will probably have the same like in the future, like because Beanpot's always kind of been there.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. So the man to the left of the video version kind of played in the same pocket of the U.S. and the Eastern U.S. for most of his hockey. You have as well. I kind of go wherever I get an opportunity because I'm not in a position to be picking and choosing. How do you feel about moving away for hockey? Like somebody says, come play junior in El Paso, Texas for the Rhinos. If somebody says, come play college down in, I don't know, let's say NCAA D3 down in Minnesota or Wisconsin. Like, how do you feel about moving away?
I'm sure it would be an adjustment because I have not gone away from home, but everyone on my team has. So I've kind of heard the same stories. Like sometimes it's like really hard to be away from home, especially for the whole year. And with like COVID last year, like some kids couldn't even go home at all. So I'm sure it'll be an adjustment period, but it's kind of just like going away from college just for like a normal kid, I'm assuming, because when you graduate high school, you go move out for college. So I'm thinking it's going to be pretty similar to that. But I definitely would, if there's an opportunity there, I definitely will take it.
As far as the U.S. goes, is there anywhere you don't want to go, like West Coast, Central, the Midwest?
Probably middle of the country, to be honest with you. Like I kind of like being near the water because I don't know if you guys know this, but I surf in the summer off the coast of Mount South New York, and so I've always like been like near the water, so I feel like it'd be kind of weird to be like central for me at least.
Now that you say it, you do look like you surf. You you hit the swells, right? That's what they call them. The swells out there. Look at those swells. I've never surfed in my life.
It's awesome. You got to try it.
That's what I hear. So yeah, don't go mid unless like you can create some
like
waves.
Some sick team, like oh my god, like this like sick like place to go, like I don't know, Central.
Yeah, talk to like the people of like go in the Great Lake and then take a boogie board and just start like pushing, and then you create your own waves, and then you can just start surfing on those waves in the Great Lakes, and then you solve your problems if you go to like Minnesota.
I think so, but that's okay. I heard they have great surfing in Idaho, though. Idaho, Omaha, all those places. You got a couple lakes. What isn't Minnesota the state of 10,000 lakes or something like that?
It has many lakes. Yes.
Yeah, so you could just go swim. Boogie birding. You could go surfing. There's endless possibilities in Minnesota. The weather too. Living in a place that isn't minus 30 in the winter.
It's
that
amazing.
Isn't minus.
Yeah.
Listen, now I know you guys are both East Coast fellas, but as a Midwesterner, as a prairie boy, coming from the winters where she's, minus 30, minus 40, freezing, it's blistering cold. You walk outside, you're like, my God, I can't breathe today because it hurts. It's nice living on the water right here. It was plus 12 today in Sweden. What a time. I live right on the water. I'm about 500 meters away from the water right now.
Back in.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
he's gone. Okay.
He froze up. So
that's okay. Well,
Trew.
why don't
Trew Crew. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, folks, so we record this podcast on Skype, and sometimes the internet bills don't get paid. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But what does get paid is a new episode every Sunday forward to you on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify, on Google, everywhere. We're doing 5 p.m. Sweden time, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. if you're in Winnipeg. We're doing 9 a.m. in Calgary. We're doing 8 a.m. on the Pacific. If you're surfing out in Cali, 8 a.m. Get your ass up out of bed, listen to the podcast. We're ready to go. Midnight in the old China. Come listen to the podcast. We'd love to see you next week. Pat Shea, take us home.
Well, as you could see, Trew Crew, he said he tried calling again, but I don't buy it. He dipped out on us and just big dogged us because he's taking over the YouTube hockey platform and whatnot, the TikTok space. And his world. So yeah,
we're living in it.
Go follow him, go subscribe because he's better than us. Okay. Thanks, guys. See you next Sunday.